Secrets beneath the moon the sun had already disappeared beyond the distant hills when Busra followed the wizard Eldric through the depths of Silverwood Forest. The sky above had turned violet, and countless stars shimmered like scattered diamonds across the heavens. Busra walked in silence. His mind felt overwhelmed. Only hours earlier he had been gathering herbs. Now he was being told that magic was real, that an ancient island called Bigamus truly existed, and that he belonged to a bloodline tied to its fate. None of it seemed possible. Yet the relic hanging from his neck continued to glow with faint blue light. Whenever he touched it, warmth spread through his body. It felt alive. Eldric moved ahead without speaking. His wooden staff illuminated the path with a gentle golden glow. The forest around them seemed different now. Busra noticed strange creatures peeking from behind trees. Small winged beings no larger than birds fluttered through the branches. Tiny lights danced among the leaves. Silver foxes watched from the shadows. The deeper they traveled, the stranger everything became. Finally, Busra broke the silence. "You said you have been searching for me for 17 years. Eldric nodded. "I have." "Why?" The old wizard sighed. "Because your family entrusted me with a promise." Busra stopped walking. "My family?" Eldric turned toward him. For a moment sadness crossed the wizard's face. "Your parents were among the last guardians of Bigamus." Busra felt his heart tighten. "Then you knew them?" "Yes." "What were they like?" The wizard smiled faintly. "Your father was brave. Your mother was wise. Together they protected secrets that many would kill to possess." Busra swallowed. "What happened to them?" The smile vanished. "The same thing that happened to many defenders of Bigamus." The answer carried a weight that required no explanation. Busra looked away. For years he had imagined meeting his parents. Now he understood that dream would never come true. The forest suddenly opened into a vast clearing. At its center stood an enormous stone structure hidden beneath tangled vines. Massive columns rose toward the sky. Ancient runes covered every surface. The building appeared older than any castle Busra had ever seen. "What is this place?" he asked. Eldric raised his staff. Golden light spread across the ruins. The runes began glowing. The entire structure trembled. Stone doors hidden within the walls slowly opened. Dust filled the air. "This," Eldric said, "is one of the last sanctuaries built by the ancient mages." Busra stared in amazement. They stepped inside. The interior was far larger than the exterior suggested. Towering ceilings vanished into darkness. Crystal lanterns ignited one after another as if awakening from a long sleep. Ancient books filled countless shelves. Strange artifacts rested inside glass chambers. Maps covered the walls. Some depicted continents Busra had never seen before. Others showed oceans marked with symbols and magical pathways. At the far end of the chamber stood a massive mural. Busra approached it. The image depicted a magnificent island surrounded by shining waters. Crystal towers stretched toward the clouds. Dragons circled snowy mountains. Floating bridges connected enormous temples. At the center stood a radiant tree whose branches touched the heavens. The sight felt familiar. Almost painfully familiar. His dreams. He had seen this place. "Bigamus," he whispered. Eldric nodded. "The final sanctuary of the ancient mages." Busra could not look away. "It is real. Very real." The wizard approached the mural. For thousands of years, Bigamus guided the magical world. Its mages protected balance throughout the realms. What happened? Eldric's expression darkened. War. The room became silent. A war unlike any before it. The old wizard touched the mural. Another section illuminated. Busra saw armies marching across burning landscapes. Monsters emerged from shadowy portals. Entire cities collapsed beneath magical storms. At the center of the destruction stood a dark figure. Bizarre. Even in the mural, he appeared terrifying. His eyes burned red. His hands wielded black fire. He caused this. Eldric nodded. Long ago, Bizarre was one of the greatest mages in Bigamus. Busra blinked. What? He was once a protector. The revelation shocked him. But now he's evil. Power changed him. The wizard's voice became grim. He discovered forbidden magic hidden beyond the mortal realm. The mural shifted again. Busra saw Bizarre standing before a massive crystal heart glowing with unimaginable energy. The heart of Bigamus, Eldric explained. The source of the island's greatest power. The crystal radiated light brighter than the sun. It can reshape reality itself. Busra stared. That sounds impossible. So does magic. The young man could not argue. Eldric continued. Thousands died protecting the heart. In the end, the Guardians managed to hide it. And Bizarre never found it? No. The wizard smiled slightly. That is why he still searches. Busra touched the relic hanging from his neck. The relic is connected somehow. Very much so. Eldric pointed toward the symbol. The medallion is one of 7 keys of Bigamus. Busra frowned. Keys. Ancient artifacts capable of revealing the path to the hidden island. A chill ran down Busra's spine. So Bizarre wants this. He wants all 7. The gravity of the situation became clear. For years the relic had remained buried beneath forgotten ruins. Now it had awakened. And with it, countless dangers. A distant rumble echoed through the sanctuary. The floor vibrated. Busra looked around nervously. What was that? Eldric's eyes narrowed. Trouble. Before either could react, a deafening explosion shook the structure. Stone cracked. Dust rained from the ceiling. A second explosion followed. Then another. The entrance collapsed inward. Busra jumped back. Dark figures emerged through the smoke. There were dozens of them. Men and women clad in black armor. Each carried weapons infused with shadow magic. At their center stood a towering warrior with silver hair and crimson eyes. The stranger smiled coldly. We found him. Eldric gripped his staff. Commander Varek. The warrior laughed. It has been many years, old wizard. Busra immediately sensed danger. Varek radiated power. The air itself seemed to bend around him. He looked toward Busra. So this is the heir. Busra stepped backward. Varek studied him carefully. I expected more. Anger flashed through Busra. Who are you? The warrior ignored the question. Instead, he extended a hand. Give me the relic. No. Varek smiled. I admire courage. His eyes darkened. But courage without wisdom leads only to death. Eldric stepped forward. You will not touch him. The commander sighed. You always were stubborn. He drew a long black sword. Shadow energy erupted from the blade. The temperature in the sanctuary plummeted. Every crystal lantern flickered. The soldiers advanced. Eldric slammed his staff into the floor. Golden energy burst outward. A magical barrier formed around Busra. The wizard turned toward him. Stay inside the shield. What about you? Eldric smiled. I have survived worse. Then the battle began. Light and darkness collided. Golden flames roared through the sanctuary. Shadow warriors charged. Magic exploded across the chamber. Ancient bookshelves shattered. Crystal lanterns burst. The air filled with energy. Busra watched in disbelief. Eldric moved like a force of nature. Every swing of his staff unleashed powerful spells. Golden wolves formed from pure light. They leaped into enemy ranks. Several soldiers fell instantly. Yet more continued arriving. Varek advanced through the chaos. Nothing seemed capable of slowing him. He cut through magical barriers with frightening ease. Darkness flowed around him like living smoke. Busra realized something. They could not win. There were too many enemies. Eldric saw it too. The old wizard suddenly raised both hands. The entire sanctuary shook. Ancient runes ignited throughout the chamber. Golden light flooded every wall. Varek's eyes widened. No, Eldric smiled. Goodbye, Commander. The runes erupted. A massive wave of energy exploded outward. The sanctuary disappeared in blinding light. Busra felt himself falling. The world spun around him. Colors twisted. Reality itself seemed to shatter. Then everything became dark. Moments later, he landed hard on grassy ground. He groaned and sat upright. The sanctuary was gone. The attackers were gone. Only Eldric remained nearby. The wizard looked exhausted. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth. Busra rushed toward him. "Are you hurt?" Eldric nodded. "A little. A little." The old wizard laughed weakly. "I have experienced worse." Busra looked around. They stood atop a hill overlooking distant mountains. Moonlight bathed the landscape in silver. "Where are we?" "Far from the sanctuary." "You teleported us?" "Something like that." Busra stared in amazement. Even after everything he had seen, magic continued to astonish him. Eldric slowly rose to his feet. His expression became serious. "They will keep coming." "Who?" "Bizarre's servants." The wizard gazed toward the eastern horizon. "And next time they will bring stronger hunters." Busra felt unease settle within him. "What do we do now?" Eldric pointed toward the distant mountains. "There is someone we must find." "Who?" "A warrior princess." Busra raised an eyebrow. "A princess? One of the finest warriors in the 7 kingdoms." The wizard smiled. "Without her, our journey will fail before it begins." Busra looked toward the mountains. Somewhere beyond them waited answers. Beyond them lay the first steps toward Bigamus. The moon shone brightly overhead. Neither of them noticed a shadow watching from the darkness. Far away, inside his black fortress, Bizarre stood before a pool of enchanted water. Its surface revealed everything that had happened. The attack, the escape, the relic. Most importantly, Busra. The sorcerer's eyes glowed with quiet satisfaction. The bloodline is awakening. Dark energy spiraled around him. The game finally begins. He smiled. A smile devoid of mercy. And somewhere deep beneath the forgotten mountains of the world, ancient creatures stirred in their sleep as destiny continued moving toward the hidden island of Bigamus.